Masks no longer an essential piece of school supplies. Kids and teachers return to class Monday after spring break, seeing their cohorts smiling faces perhaps for the first time this year, as mask mandates in BC schools are no longer in effect.
I'm sure some children will appreciate this new freedom and some children will not, and they'll be upset by it, I'm sure.
Although the mask mandate for public spaces was lifted March 11th, the rules for the classroom were extended to March 28th, when most schools reopen after a 2-week break. This Vancouver parent says she's not worried about her child going maskless as her whole family is fully vaccinated.
I don't know, there hasn't really been lots of people getting COVID lately, so.
I am hearing here in Whistler at Vancouver Canucks games on the streets of Vancouver, thank God COVID is gone. It's not gone. I think we really need to remind ourselves of that and behave in a way that is responsible.
Dr. Brian Conway, medical director with the Vancouver Infectious Disease Centre, warns with the mask mandate lifted, parents and teachers need to keep their eyes and ears open to make sure COVID isn't coming into the classroom.
The one thing that can't emphasize enough is if you're sick, stay home. And if a teacher sees anyone showing up at school that's sick, they should send them home. I think that's something that we're really going to have to pay attention to going forward.
The majority of young kids in BC are not fully vaccinated. Communities like Hope, which is among the lowest in the province, having just 30% of children aged 5 to 11 with 1 dose and 14% having had 2 doses. SFU Psychology Associate Professor Tanya Broach says with all these changes, it's important to talk to your kids about mask mandates lifting.
So even if we didn't have, a law about, regarding wearing masks or helmets or seatbelts, hopefully children would, parents would talk to children and teachers to educate them, to make them aware of, why we do these things and that, people will still choose to do them.
Broach adds some children may take more time than others to ease into the idea of going maskless in the classroom.
Some kids will have fears. We've been talking about COVID for 2 years and maybe, you don't know their individual experience or their temperament or the dynamics of their family. And so some children might, have fears of being around people without masks.
And a reminder, while the provincial rules on masks are now fully lifted, those returning to Canada from out of country still need to wear a mask for 14 days after arrival in all public spaces, including children in schools and daycares. Ashley Burr, City News.